Well, I'm back in the lovely village of Dufton on the Pennine Way. I've been here since pre-Covid, I'd say, maybe 2018, something like that. And I'm following the Pennine Way south, heading up towards High Cup. And it's a very nice feeling to be back round here. I've got a lot of connections to this area. Pennine Way, as a geology student. Now in this barn here, when I did the Pennine Way, this was a tea room, and we're stopping in here for a brew just before we got to Dufton. It's funny what memories come flooding back in it. The place back there, the barn, what I said was a tea room. I remember we walked in there and we walked over from Langdon Beck. Hot day, summer 1990, red hot summer. Walked in there feeling absolutely fine. By the time I'd supped my brew and eaten my scone, I'd come out and this big pressure blister had developed on my heel. Just in that period of resting in there, it was as though the rest brought it on. Very strange. Now, I never normally pop blisters, but even just walking down into Dufton, it was quite troublesome. So I popped it. Anyway, it was fine, it healed okay. I didn't have any more issues on the walk. So humid. Lovely view over my shoulder, looking to the Lake District. When I came here as an undergraduate, up in the Geology, summer 1994, another good summer. If I had £1 for every step up and down this lane, I'd be a rich man, because a lot of my days started up here and finished coming down here. Oh, we're making steady progress now, but I do feel unfit. There's a bit of a breeze up here though, so it's a bit better. What a fantastic view. There's Merton Pike, Wildboar Fell. I can see right across the lakes. Merton Pike's a shapely looking thing, isn't it? It's a nice, it's got a nice form to it. Some of the oldest rocks in the area there, I think they're Ordovician in age. Similar, ow, I got sweat dripping in my eye. Similar to Skiddaw sort of age, I think, quite old. This first view of High Cup, when it reveals the head of the valley and the Windsill Crags, it's a right slap in the face. It really stops you in your tracks. Well, I've managed to get some water at last. I pretty much supped everything in my bottle, and I still am feeling a bit lightheaded. I did have, when I set off, my water bottle had an electrolyte in it, but I don't think I brought any more. This column of rock here is called Nichols Chur. Hi, according to Wainwright, Nichols Chur's so named because in the dim and distant past, a cobbler from Dufton, I think it were, climbed up there and resold a pair of boots. So the story goes, it looks a bit precarious to me. It might have had a wider, flatter top way back. Now that gash in the side of the cup, that is High Cup Nick. A lot of sources call the whole valley High Cup Nick. That's wrong. It's High Cup. Like I said, this cleft that cuts in the side of it, that's the nick in it, the cut in it. Right, I've just had a massive clap of thunder and it's starting to rain, so I've sort of just come to the south side of High Cup and I've found a little, I don't know, like a little fold in the edge in the hill, so I'm just sitting down here out of the wind a bit, see what the weather does. I've had to go to waterproof mode, so the mic's not as good. I hope you can hear me alright. I tried getting some shelter down in a little cleft in the rocks, but because it was out of the wind, I just got pounced on by clouds of midges, so I couldn't linger there. It's still lightly raining. I am warm though in my waterproofs. I'm carrying on now. I'm not camping at High Cup, I should have said, but I don't think I am unless I come back. I'm thinking of camping on the moor to the north of here. Forgot what it's called, the hill. Is it Blackstone Edge? Obviously not the Blackstone Edge near me, another one. But I'm going for a walk now over to Mays Beck, which is another great little feature around here. I really like Mays Beck. This is a nightmare, this. I've had to sort of hunker down in a little hole. I've just had a big flash of light and a massive clap of thunder. And I'm the only upright thing on this moor for miles. Oh, I don't know what to do. There's midges here now. So this is Mays Beck. I love it here. And not many people come here. In fact, part of me is tempted to camp here, especially because I can get in a dip out at where water does weird things here, coming out of holes in the ground and then disappearing in others. Look at this. Like a spout. I really love this bit. It's like a log flume. Oh, I'm bleeding knackered. I'm not enjoying this. I forgot to get water at Mays Beck, so I've traipsed my way back along the edge of High Cup, and I nearly, because it was raining that hard, just thought about just walking into Dufton and going on the campsite. More thunder. Anyway, it's just spitting lightly now, so I'm coming straight up the hillside above, I think it's Anna's Well, up to Narrogate Beacon, and I'm going to be on the moor top there, and I'm hoping there's going to be a breeze because midges are awful. Right, Heather. Do you have special powers? That might take a sprig for luck. Mickle Fell there, and that one there is Little Fell. Two very remote ones, those. Well, I'm feeling better now. It's quite nice up on this edge. I've managed to take my leggings off and my overcoat. Rumbles of thunder in the distance across the Eden Valley. That thunderstorm sort of came from the southeast and came across. I think there's still potential over there, but I think that's the worst of it. But I need rumbling all the time. It's like a giant's belly when he's hungry. I do need to find somewhere where there's at least a slight breeze. The midges are awful. Excuse me. As soon as you stop, they come. Could have got the water here. It's in these like grouse butts here. I'm on a grouse moor. There's a tarn ahead up there. I might just go up and have a look. Not long for this world. I've opened both sides at tent, try and get some air float through. Try and blow these midges away. Cross Fell there, looking mighty fine. Everything's going wrong. I've just gone outside to escape the midges because there is a bit of a breeze, and the tent's creating a still area here. That's why I'm getting loads in the porch. And I've sort of pegged me smalls out and stuff to try. Just start to get comfortable, sat down here at Trig Point, and then bloody starts raining again. So back in the tent. So well it's still raining, I might as well bore you about me field mapping times up here in the summer of 1994. There were three of us from university, and we were each allocated an area. And we stopped in a static caravan in a field at Brow Farm in Dufton. I remember the name of the couple who had it, Chris and Wendy Swimbanks. And they were only a young couple, and they just had a little babby. And it suddenly struck me today, that little babby will be like 31 now. Unbelievable. Anyway, because I got up here first, I picked what I thought were the best one. So my area from, I think it's called Gale or something, Gasdale Gill, just south of Merton Pike, all the way up to Dufton Pike. So I had quite a big area. Tom had the next area, taking in Knock Pike, Brownbury Hill, and a bit further north. And poor old Chris, because he had a bike, he had the area furthest away. So he had a big bike ride in the morning, then he spent all day following contacts between rocks and mapping them, and then he'd have a massive bike ride back to Dufton. So he definitely got the short straw. But my area between Merton Pike and Dufton Pike were fantastic. Really interesting geology it were. Basically, apart from Saturdays, we should take Saturdays off, we'd be out every day from morning till evening, just sort of yomping about on these hills, on the steep slopes of High Cup Nick, top of Dufton Pike, top of Merton Pike, in the gills, just looking for exposures of rock, and then we'd have to map those units of rock on the map. It was, it was hard at times, difficult, but it was a really nice summer that year. It were great fun, and I really got to know the area. And of course in Dufton we had a great pub, we had the Stag, so we spent quite a bit of time in there as well. I'm trying to think what we did for food and stuff, because we didn't have cars around. So I kind of don't know how we did our shopping and that. I remember an odd time I used to hitch a ride into Appleby, and there was this bloke who stayed on the campsite quite a bit. We called Kevin, who from North East, and he'd come and spent the summer up here himself, and he'd now and again he'd give me a lift into Penrith on a Saturday, but that weren't very often. I kind of don't know how we did it really. I can't remember how we worked it. It's nigh on 9 o'clock, and I'm trying to spend as much time as possible away from the tent. It's a bit breezier out here on this edge near this crumbling trig point, so I'm going to stop out here as long as possible. It's a beautiful evening. After that rain, it's changed quite a bit. There's beautiful patterns in the sky. I've just heard a very distant golden plover at north, and when I first arrived here, when I put my pack down, one sort of flew round. I've been a bit surprised really to see some of the birds still on tops. Back home near me, I've not heard a curlew for a couple of weeks. Peewits had finished nesting, they seem to have moved on. Still an oyster catcher knocking about. That nests on an old mill roof near me. That I hear that quite a lot. Quite noisy birds them.
But up here, things seem a little bit behind. Between Cup and Mays Beck, there was that peewit that pretty much dive bombing me, really. I wonder if it had young, but they must be quite big young by now. And there are curlew flying around a bit agitated as well. But yeah, nice to see them on tops. A few meadow pipits and stuff knocking about. What I did hear not long ago, obviously from Valley Bottom where there's trees, there were tawny owl hooting quite a bit. But interesting how the wind sort of carrying it up. It's 10:25, and do you know what? I'm feeling really quite tired. I've been up since 6 this morning. I wanted to get up here early. I think I left the house about 7, but before coming to Dufton, I went visiting a nature reserve, not that far from here, looking for a rare orchid, which I found actually. It were a struggle. I had to wade through this tangle of undergrowth, bogs and stuff like that, but someone had given me pretty good directions, and I had like a little map with me, and I found what I was looking for. It was one called Autumn Ladies Tresses, one that's pretty common in the Caledonian pine forest, in the Cairngorms. I've seen it up there a long time ago, but this is the first time I've seen it in England. So yeah, it was an early start to see that, but about an hour into drive, I was just knackered this morning. And I called in at the service stations, and I had half an hour's kipping cart, and I did nod off as well. But yeah, I felt better after having a kip. So yeah, that's me done for tonight, and I'll speak to you in the morning. Good night.
Oh, morning folks, hang on a minute, 6:25 just turned. It's raining. I stuck my head out of the tent a bit ago, and it's thick moor grime, so not a very pleasant morning excuse me, to wake up to. So it'll be quick brew and a hasty pack up this morning, and then hopefully a quick descent into Dufton.
Just had a horrible experience. That descent was horrible. I ended up right on the lip of that crag. Oh, I'm so glad I'm down. I'm on a nice track now, an old miner's track I think, because this hill's, bloody hell, look at that I came down. This hillside is just scarred with lead mining evidence and hushes and stuff. I even picked up a bit of galena, a bit of lead ore, and put it in my pocket. If the weather had been nice, I'd have dawdled a lot more, see what I could find. It's such a shame the weather is like it is, because just ahead of us now is Dufton Pike, and it's such a, it's just a really nice shape about it. It's one of the nicest hills round here, and it's interesting because it's predominantly, well, all of it I think is made up of volcanic rocks. A large part of it is made up of a volcanic rock called a welded tuff. Another name for it's an ignimbrite, although I've not heard that word for years. I wonder if it's become obsolete since I was field working up here. And it's associated with explosive volcanicity. If we'd have had better conditions, I'd have maybe spent some time rooting about on the lower slopes if I could find some bits of it, but I just want to get back into Dufton. I'm soaked. Well, that's where I camped last night, somewhere up there. Looks pretty grim, doesn't it? It's a very pleasant descent, this. There's flowers everywhere, lovely late summer flowers. Loads of harebells, including, white ones. I don't think I've ever seen white harebells before, or at least I don't remember it. Well, I might as well start wrapping things up now. I'm quite well down in the valley bottom. I can see the cottages and buildings of Dufton just ahead. I don't really know what to make of that trip.
trying to think, did I enjoy it? There were certainly elements that I enjoyed. Last night around the tent, once the midges have buggered off, that were really lovely. The night cup never disappoints, does it? That were nice. But yesterday, getting caught in that heavy rain that lasted a lot longer than I was expecting, and I was a bit, looking at a rock there, I was a bit jittery about the thunderstorms anyway. They sort of moved through, but this morning's been, well, this bit's nice and on this track, but first part of this morning we're hard going, slogging over at moor in wet and getting stuck nearly on top of them limestone crags. Oh, Christ almighty, there's someone coming with a dog now. Right, I'm going to wrap things up there. So thanks for watching, look after yourselves, and I'll see you next time.